Hey everyone, this is my 24-week pregnancy update, and yeah, there's not a whole lot going on. We did go on vacation and stuff, and I had quite a few symptoms that were probably related to traveling. Like one, I swelled up so much. My feet were swelling like crazy. We did get a wheelchair when we went to Disneyland, and so I was sitting and standing, walking, doing as much as I could of both. If I was getting too tired, I'd sit down. But too much standing was causing my feet to just really, really swell. And they're at the point now where they're back to normal, but they feel like my ankles feel bruised. And I was asking my husband if he thinks that might be from the swelling, which it could very well be. So, and then I really didn't have any cramping, which surprises me because of all the walking and everything and so much that we were doing. It got really chaotic. So, but really no cramping. So, I did clean up the house on Monday after we got back and everything. It was pretty messy. And I put away all of our stuff from our luggage and everything. And I ended up with like really bad back pain and like leg cramping. No Charlie horse cramping, but it was just to the point where I felt like any second I could have a Charlie horse. So, but sleeping at night it was just really, really bad. I was tossing and turning all night long, and it really hurt to even try to turn over. Yeah, luckily that went away. And I do still get a little bit of soreness, like to the point where I want to take a nice hot bath. But yeah, other than that, there's really not, like I got really bad heartburn today because I ate a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and I think the peanut butter gives me heartburn. It's pretty bad, like to the point where I'm really, really nauseous and I want to just throw up. Today is not a very good day with drinking fluids. I'm just really not, since having that feeling all morning. I'm just kind of, yeah. And I had my appointment yesterday, and it seems like every time I see this doctor, like she's really nice and everything, but it seems like every time I see her, I have to wait an hour before she finally comes in. So by that point, by the time I finally see her, Ava's already upset and completely ready to leave. But I think it's because she is so nice that she's pretty busy. Like everybody wants her as well. Yeah, it was to the point where I was almost about to cry again and just get up and leave because Ava was just so mad and frustrated. And I had brought snack foods in for her, but you can only finally give her so much and before it's completely gone, and then she's mad again. So luckily she finally did come in though, and she wanted to do another ultrasound, which was ultrasound number 5, and she wanted to just double check because the hospital ultrasound machines are known for not being as clear. Like they're basically used for getting the job done, like just checking the position of the baby versus quality. So she couldn't really tell 100% if that bump that I had in my uterus was gone all the way. And so she did go ahead and double check again. And yeah, it was definitely not there. So, and it was funny because the first thing she saw was his little boy parts, and she was like, "Oh, it's definitely," she's like, and then she paused because she thought she was giving it away, and she looked at me, she's like, "Wait, you do know what it is, right? Or you want to know?" And I'm like, "It's a boy, it's okay." So, but yeah, she's like, "Yep, definitely a boy." And that's always the very first thing we end up seeing is his little boy parts. Sorry, that's another symptom is I'm having like shortness of breath. So talking to people, I have to yawn in between my conversations just to catch my breath. I think he's squishing my lungs. But yeah, she checked, and she was trying to get a real quick profile picture for Daniel because Daniel really wants another one. First off, we can't find the one that we had from our anatomy scan because I left it in his mom's car. And yeah, asking her to find something for me is like, yeah, you're never going to see it again. So, anyway, yeah, not to be rude, but it's the truth. And so, yeah, she was trying really, really, really hard. She could only get his face. He's very, very stubborn. He'd rather show you his boy parts than anything else. And it turns out because she went ahead and read my anatomy scan report to me from 4 weeks ago, and they actually had a hard time assessing his heart. So because he was moving too much, or they couldn't get a good angle on it because it seems like he's squished in there, but I don't know. It's weird. And so they want me to come in for a second anatomy scan, which will be my 6th ultrasound. So I have to, I have to do that in 4 weeks along with the glucose test. And I'm just doing the 1 hour, which is good. I don't know how well that's going to be with Ava. I might actually just go ahead and try to find a sitter for that appointment because I'm going to probably be dizzy from getting my blood drawn and not eating, and the ultrasound and everything is just she's going to be very, very grouchy. So, yeah, it was an eventful appointment. They also thought I gained 9 pounds in 4 weeks, but then they realized that I didn't even have my appointment 4 weeks ago because the doctor was in emergency C-section, and so she had to cancel. And so I wasn't weighed 4 weeks ago. They were looking at my weight from the end of May. So I gained 9 pounds in 2 months. So I was quite relieved on that because it made me a little nervous. But my blood pressure is also very fine. It was only 98 over 58. So it's actually still a little bit lower than it usually is. It's usually about 105 to 110 over like 60. So, oh, I'm also getting like really bad indigestion still. It's like embarrassing when I have to burp in front of people all the time. But yeah, I just laugh at myself. I don't know if I talked about this in my last week, but my cravings that I've had, I think this was from 2 weeks ago. I wanted the hot chocolate fudge sundae from McDonald's. This week, I really wanted Sonic. So I went to Sonic yesterday. I got a cherry cheesecake milkshake, and oh my goodness, those are so good. I will be going there from now on to get one of those every time I go to my appointment. And, oh, and she also, sorry to keep skipping back and forth again, but she also told me about my incision. My incision is also horizontal on my uterus as well as my stomach. So I do qualify for a VBAC in that sense. And she said that according to their hospital there, anything that's at 63% is awesome for a VBAC. And she checked and made sure, like looked at all my stats and everything. And she said that I am at a 78%. So I am definitely like, yeah, there's no stopping me from having my VBAC. She said the only thing that would stop me from having it is if I don't go into labor spontaneously by 41 weeks, because they do not do inductions at that hospital. So they would go straight to doing a C-section at that point. But I don't know. My husband seems to want to jinx me and say that I'm not going to have the baby for a week later. But I still think it's going to be about, I still think it's going to be pretty early. Yeah, so she actually signed my consent form for that yesterday already, so I'm very excited that I have permission and I'm all good to go. She said that, because she plans on delivering, and she said that she will do an ultrasound right before, like when I'm in labor, and she will do so also when, like right when I start pushing. And she will make sure that he is head down, and if he is not, she will do what she can to flip him. So she said that she's going to help me avoid having to have another C-section, which is great. I've had a few people ask me why I want to do that, but it's just, to me, there's no reason to have a C-section if you don't need to. And that's like a major abdominal surgery right there. It's pretty hard on your body to be doing that. And secretly, I'm more afraid of the epidural than I am actually in labor, being in labor and stuff. So, but I know I can do it. The only thing I'm afraid of is the last 5 minutes, which I didn't get to do. The last 5 minutes of pushing, where I was told to just completely stop, and I had to hold my legs together without, without pushing for 15 minutes. That was really hard with Ava. So, yeah. We just kind of really want that feeling of Oliver being born and given directly to us. You know, I don't want to be, you know, I know that you do have to be stitched up and stuff, possibly with vaginal delivery, but you get to actually hold the baby and stuff, unless there's something wrong with the baby. So, yeah, I don't want to be put to sleep or anything like that, and all that chaos that we went through. So, there's just so many reasons that I want to, and I have a very high pain tolerance when it comes to labor. They say it's because I've had so many cysts erupt in my lifetime, that I'm just more tolerant to that kind of pain, to abdominal pain. So, yeah, that's really it on that. So in 4 weeks I'll do that, do the ultrasound. I don't think I've ever even actually uploaded my ultrasound for you guys to see. I'm really sorry on that. I will definitely go ahead and try to get that uploaded this week so you guys can see it. I did get a couple things. We bought Oliver a little, it's really, really little. It looks big, but it's really tiny. It doesn't fit my head. So, but it's a little bitty Disney hat when we went to Disneyland. Ava's been wearing it, so it is a little bit dirty. She loves it. She loves baseball caps. But she got a pink hat, so. And then these were the pants that I said went with that monster onesie in my baby buys video from 20 weeks. And I had put them in the shopping cart and Ava threw them out. So I went ahead and bought them yesterday. So my husband picked them up yesterday and he's like, oh, they're little man pants. It's good to see him getting more excited. But yeah, it is weird. It's a weird feeling to have a toddler and be pregnant, because time just goes by so fast and you're just so busy with your other baby that sometimes you just, I know this sounds horrible, but you do actually tend to forget that you're even pregnant because you're just so busy. And so yeah, it really hasn't hit me and my husband too much, and I think it will hit me more when we start setting things up in September, but my husband thinks that it's not really going to hit him until Oliver's actually born. So, anyway, Ava's waking up, so let me do a quick belly shot. Back this chair up. So yeah, he's still a big baby. And in front. My husband still says that you can't tell that I'm pregnant from the back. He always says that's a good thing. So, but anyway, I've kind of given up on putting the stretch mark cream on. I just really don't even care. I don't show off my stomach, so it's not a big deal to me. And yeah, that with my cell phone. Whoops. So yeah, he's pretty big in there, and he kicks so much still. The whole time we were on our way to California, he just was kicking and kicking and kicking. So my belly button's like halfway poked out. The bottom still hasn't poked out all the way. It's pretty funny looking. But I do have stretch marks over here. That's really the only place I see them is right in here. growing right there. So, but yeah, not too worried about them. So anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and you guys have a great day.